What's going on, YouTube world? Today we have, again, Ion Pro solid. There's been a lot of shiny solids to come out, and Ron Hickley actually mentioned a very interesting comparisons in the Turbo X, and I was like, that's actually a good idea. He still might drop a review, so get over to Create a Difference and check that out. But we're gonna take a look at both these balls today. One is slightly asymmetric, right? Like, it's pretty much symmetrical, but it's still like slightly. And then the Turbo X is symmetrical, 100%. So we're gonna take a look at both of these particular balls today. Again, we have a fresh house shot, and I've cracked the surface on both of them, just to kind of simulate like a more worn in, shape, because once you throw a ball, some of that polish comes off of it. And that's kind of how I kind of like my bowling balls. Again, with just a little bit of surface, especially even some of these cleaner cover stock, solids. So, hey man, we're gonna check them out, see how close or how far they are, and how much is that slight asymmetry, right? How much of a factor is it in relation? We might see a similar shape, we might see something that's wildly different. But let's check them out and see like which one should you add to the bag. Are these balls complements? Are they too close? Are they too far apart? So yeah, we'll check that out. Again, fresh shot, fresh oil. So yeah, get over to Bowlersmart.com, and appreciate you guys as always, and get to Cool It. Cool It has all the jerseys and so many more options. Just again, a collection and selection is huge. So let's do that. And then the shoes we're rocking today are the Gladiators from KR. Yeah, clean, comfortable. These are like the tanks of the lineup, in my opinion. So yeah, man, we're gonna get to business. We got some bowling to do. So start with the Ion. Again, fresh surface. All right, so first shot. Oh. And that is for the good people. Your first shot, sometimes they do count. Oh yeah, this ball came back with plenty of oil on it. I might take this ball with a little more surface. Jeez Louise. That ball came back covered. Oh yes. So again, that's what I appreciated about the original Ion Pro, right? Just gave you, again, a ton of control, but still a lot of energy down the lane. And I think the first video, it might have been with the Ion Pro, a bit of friction, so like I had to stand left, and it kept going through the pins. But right now, as you just saw with that, oh, that ball looked beautiful. All right, so now Turbo X. If I had to guess, this ball should be cleaner. Should be. Oh yeah. Much further down the lane before I feel like that ball did anything. So, and literally the ball came back covered with oil. I think I'm gonna hit, honestly, both the balls with a little more scuff. Just because they're like immediately lane shiny. Oh, that's super inside too. Yeah, that was bad. That was bad off my hand. Like literally just missed left. But no, definitely gives me, I ain't gonna say complete compliments, but definitely a difference. So let's keep throwing it. I think once we start giving it some angle, we'll tell even a bigger difference. All right, so off that, we're gonna jump to 25. Those first couple shots, more up the lane. So now I'm moving closer to about 25 on my feet. Oh yes. I said oh yes, and it completely definitely missed, but it's showing me again kind of how clean it can be, especially on fresh oil. So if I was building a complete arsenal out, this definitely feels like more of a middle and even slightly even a little bit lower because of just how it's shaping. So again, if I have more friction, of course, right, this ball can make do, and that's what a lot of reviews you've seen have been on, some friction. So just things to keep in mind. All right, so yeah, same spot. Again, I kind of expect more of the same. Oh, so that might be a little bit quicker. Might be. Yeah, we just, again, bobbling back and forth with each of the balls. And I'm gonna just go even further left, just so we maximize it. Then we're gonna jump back right where I think both balls are actually comfortable. Oh no, that ball is, it's not. like again, now I'm gonna let's pick up Turbo X and see what it does. And there's a lot of truth to be said, like certain bowling balls match up on different lane surfaces. Like I could take a Primal Shocks is one ball, and even a Pride Liberty, when I go to my other house, right, that has different lane panels, they just go straight, they don't hook. If I bring them here, it hooks. So we're kind of seeing that similar thing with this Ion, right, where this Ion's just not hooking that much currently. I see this Turbo X. So I'm honestly feeling like the cleaner, quicker ball is the Turbo X. Like it's seeming pretty quick getting up the hill. Like it's not kind of facing up and just going as straight as we're seeing from Ion Pro, which again, I don't know if that all the way makes sense or not, you know, because the asymmetric balls typically read the mids a little bit tougher. But in this particular case, with it being a more mild asim, I don't know if that holds all the way true here. So we got those out the way. Now we'll move back right, and I think both balls should actually look a ton better. See it? Oh, it could have started with the messenger. It could have. It honestly could have. All right, so let's see if I can't slow down a little bit. I think I'm a little quick with it, especially because of the volume. Okay. So slow down and still was, I think it was a little bit further left, like that the ball traveled, like it didn't get nearly as far to the right. So it hooked. So that's, yeah, you gotta make good shots too. That's a part of the equation. I gotta see, again, if we can get this ball striking. All right, so again, on 20 with my feet. That's out there. Oh my goodness. So, again, the big angle, which it's not even a big angle anymore. I've cut the lane down quite a bit, and it's getting behind the head pin. Let's see, again, if the quicker ball in the Turbo X faces up from there. All right, same spot. Talk about balls that just do the right things, asymmetric, symmetric, and you know, I'm not a scientist, so I'm not gonna pretend to be, but for some reason, if you can't carry with one, whether it's symmetrical or asim, I mean, like you really, sometimes just jumping in between each will solve your carry issues. So, and there's probably, again, some type of scientific, specific reason that carries pins better or worse. That, you know, I'm not as aware of, but you know, there's a lot of channels out there that have a lot of more in-depth information about this. So, but this is 100%. The symmetrical is working right now and spraying pins around where the asymmetrical ball isn't looking as good. Oh, I got it too. Ooh-wee. Hey. This is what I honestly believe this Turbo X could be, you know, you break that surface, take that polish off of it, you got a super universal piece that you can bowl on a little bit of the fresh and even, you know, jumping left on a burn. All right, we struck 2 for 2. So let me see if it's just me, maybe I'm just not as confident with the Ion Pro as I am with the Turbo X. Let's see. I tell you, again, certain balls just go through the pins. Some just aren't. So, you know, I honestly feel like I really like that shot. So maybe, again, it just needs a little more angle. And it's, again, this ball is just not, keep getting behind the head pin for some reason. All right, let's throw another one. Ion Pro. A little bit slower. Then it jacks nice. So this is definitely like giving me a more over-under because, again, from a lot of the stuff I've seen so far, this ball seems to be pretty quick for most people. And for me, right, it's getting quicker, but it's like not exactly where I want it to be quick. I think it's just, this ball needs more transition, I guess. And the pins, right? The pins on this one is a slightly weaker pin, so 5-inch opposed to 4.5. I wouldn't think that would matter as much here, but it's definitely giving me like that matters a lot. I feel like that's good. I can't get the bloody 10 pin out. Let's throw one more. Oh my goodness. It's wild to really see because, again, everything's carrying with the Turbo X. For the Ion Pro, and I don't feel like I'm releasing it that much dramatically different, it's not doing it currently. Let's try Turbo X, man. This is mind-boggling to me. I threw that horrible. Yeah, I threw that with nothing on it. Like, I went straight. All right, so right now, getting about 23 with my feet. Caught it pretty good. And I came almost dead around it. And again, it's carrying. So, you know, the point of the video of today, right, was just kind of to see how these balls stack up. And we're really getting a lesson. It's sometimes like, the Turbo X clearly looks like, again, it's reading the middle of the lane a little bit more and more consistently getting off the end of the break, the end of the pattern. Like where I'm getting a little, again, Ion looks like it's getting to the pocket perfectly fine. But clearly I'm leaving corners with that ball, so. All right. The carry, man, it's like weird. Like that struck, I don't know how. Like I've left some crazy shots, but it's definitely pushing. There we go. So trying to get this ball into a roll so it actually can, again, get through the pins correctly, because again, we haven't seen that throughout the course of the video. Like, and I ain't trying to be funny or trying to down talk a bowling ball or anything like that, but it's been a struggle where the Turbo X was much easier, and this could just be one of those classic cases where the ball just doesn't match up. Like that happens, that is a real thing. You know, if I drilled a second one right, I would drill it stronger to see, right, does that give me, you know, this better shape through the, again, it doesn't look bad going down the lane. It's just, it doesn't. I'm not trying to give it excuses. All right, try to roll this ball. Okay, maybe we unlocked it, and then the pattern's breaking down as well. So I think that's also helping the case. But definitely, with a lot of volume, both these balls would not be my number one options. These are 100% jump a little further left and get to it. Right, wait till the pattern breaks down, then you can pull these particular pieces out. Like, it's something, again, whether it's about 90% certain this has HK22 in it, all information on the screen as always, but, you know, the cover strength, I think definitely is playing a part here. And I have to believe the cover on this Turbo X is just more, right? It's still clean, but the response I'm seeing and the energy through the pins is just a little better. Definitely getting a lot of versatility out of this Turbo X. Oh, so that took off. So and with my guys, right? And one guy, Steve, who always asks me, like, Charles, just play further right for majority of the video. Here you go, man. This one's for you. All right, go a little more up the lane. Carry session. Ball just again. Turbo X is Turbo X, and I think there's a reason why a lot of people should be nostalgic and want to pick this ball up. It's just going to cover a lot of ground for you, especially if you drill two, or even if you just pick up the one. This ball is something, especially for the slower speed people, you're going to get enough pop out of this, you know, and just adjust the surface. I always say, you know, to something that's going to blend. Ion Broskies. Yeah. So definitely, and I said so a gajillion times in this video, but like, I feel like it just needed a trench. Like, it needed some oil to come off of it, and then it just it's reading the lane a lot better and going through the pins better, right? It's just, we're getting the high flush shots now. Because when I jump further left, right, and I'm gonna jump further left right now, I'm gonna go to 26 with my feet, and then still try to get it out there, because I feel like if I missed in, it's gonna duck hook and go through the face. But if I throw it a little too far to the right, it's gonna wash out and never see it. So 710 went out really late, and still, like, again, we saw just a little bit more push than I would want to. Like, and I think just cover wise, we got a little bit stronger cover on this Turbo X, and it's just reading the pattern a little bit better than this one. So in my opinion, if I was to drill both of them, right, the Ion Pro feel like it needs to be drilled stronger. I think you're gonna see a much better ball reaction, or I just hit it with a lot more surface, and then let it, you know, mellow out as it gets a little more lane shine. I honestly feel like I want to like the Ion Pro solid, like I really do. And again, as of right now, it's okay, but the Ion Pro original, the hybrid, is still daddy. So, but yeah, so we're gonna do a couple shots from a slightly different angle, because a lot of people always ask me to show my release. So I want to get you a couple shots of seeing, you know, I'm gonna set the camera off to my right so you can see that, and then also send it a little lower, and then we're gonna do it in slow-mo so you can actually watch what my hand is doing throughout the release. So yeah, man, if you really care for that, stay tuned, and we're gonna get right to it, and you can kind of watch it. For anybody else who doesn't care, move on. So, but I'm gonna talk about that a little bit. I'm just gonna show you guys my normal release, and then I'll show you kind of I'm trying to really hook the ball, then I'll show you a flat release. So those will be what you're about to see here.